What's good, everybody? It's Batman, and we're going to be doing a reaction today. We're checking out one of the GOATs, Prodigy. Make sure to give him all the love. If you guys don't know who he is and you're kind of behind on what you're doing, what are we doing, you know, get to it, all right? Figure it out. But he does all kinds of videos. He likes JJK, he likes Naruto. I think he originally started on Naruto, and he doesn't have too many, so you could definitely catch up and be up to date with him. But he has a lot of GOAT videos. Pretty cool stuff. Minato versus the Akatsuki, Kakashi versus Itachi, Madara versus Obito, you know, etc. Sasuke and Minato, things like that, whatever. So very interesting stuff. He even has Shisui, which I really like that because a lot of people like to downplay Shisui or really just shit on the guy, unfortunately. Don't get me wrong, he has the biggest L out of any character ever, like the way he gets beat up. Out of any character I've seen in Naruto, out of any of them, the worst L ever taken in history. But you gotta respect the motherfucker. But anyways, so I like how he did that, because that's probably what that video is. It's just basically saying, hey, give him at least more respect, you know, instead of just shitting on him. And then, other than that, like, you know, everything looks pretty lit. So he's a pretty cool guy. Mike is fine, great. Shishui's ass, you're capping. Get the fuck out of here with that. Get out of here with that, Lil K. Bro, I'm gonna have a sit down with you one day, and I'm not even joking. I'm gonna have to put restraints on you, okay, and force you to sit in your fucking chair in class and just start spitting about Shisui, okay? Fucking tripping, Shishui's ass. You know whose ass? You wanna know whose ass? Sasuke's ass, okay? That motherfucker ass. All right, fuck Sasuke. Anyways, all right. We're gonna get this through, and we're gonna start. But yeah, if you guys, like I said, you know the vibes. Make sure to check them out. You already know. Let's get it.
Very powerful and very intense.
Kakashi versus Itachi. All
Today,
forms.
I'm going to be giving my opinion on who would win between the two. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the bell notification button so you won't miss
you don't need
any
a straight
content I release.
I thought you, no way you locate, you just walk out, bro. You be like, fuck this, Shishui's ass.
Without further ado, let's get to the video. First up,
Sasuke can be asked too, but he's above Shisui, okay.
Part 1 Itachi. We've already seen this fight happen actually, and Kakashi got bodied. So I won't spend too much time on it talking here. So anyways.
Yeah, before this man starts spitting facts and keeps going, because I'm assuming it's going to be a pretty good video. I've actually seen one of his videos. I think it was like Minato versus Tobirama, and it was fucking incredible. I don't know if I reacted to it. Yeah, I did react to it. I did. Yeah, it was such a good video. Very, very good video, basically just explaining why it's not fair and Minato basically just slams. But anyways, but Itachi and Kakashi, it's basically a massacre with Itachi until it gets way further. You could basically start arguing for Kakashi once you get to War Kakashi. If you really wanted to highball Kakashi, or maybe go along the rat ways of the Force, you know, you can maybe start arguing even Pain Arc Kakashi, but either way, you know, Akatsuki or Pain Arc Kakashi, basically is what I'm saying. They're generally the same in a way, but regardless, what's it called? Well, no, actually, on second thought, no, I'm fucking tripping now. Pain Arc Kakashi's way, you know, I'm tripping on that. But anyways, ignore that. But either way, fucking Itachi slams. We've seen it already, even as kids when they were compared. He was like, Itachi was always above, always. Like, the only Kakashi I could see beating up Itachi, like in the beginning is like, you know, Sharingan Kid Kakashi with Chidori, you know, against like Kid Itachi, who doesn't even have a Sharingan. Even that is contentious because Itachi's just that fucking guy. But if, you know, out of everything we have, you can go that route, right? Sure, you know. But once Itachi gets that Sharingan, bro, it's over. It's over. Like, it's even as a kid, you know what I mean? Like during his Anbu days and shit, you know, super young, or like with Shisui and whatnot, you know. He's just that guy, you know. So like that's the best way of looking at it. And then obviously anything further from there, it's just not fair. Itachi's built different. You know, he's above the Sannin, he's above Kakashi, he's that guy. He's literally the only one that's within the Minato level of scaling, basically around that time as well. So it's just that fucking simple. And once again, Shippuden Kakashi gets slammed, he can't. He's over here struggling with Datara and shit, you name it, blah blah. While Itachi no diffs Datara. Like, I can go on and on and on. You cannot argue for Kakashi until it's War Arc. If you're being very generous, Pain Arc. And after Pain Arc, you know? So that's kind of what you got. But we're going to continue. Let's watch our boy Prodigy.
Kakashi scales below Orochimaru as we see him actually afraid whenever he approaches him and even doubts himself. Standing, why would he even ever stand up to a Sannin? We almost never see that from Kakashi. Orochimaru also says Kabuto is the same level as Kakashi, and we all know Kabuto at this point is clearly weaker than Orochimaru.
Yep.
Now on the other hand, we have Itachi, who scales over Orochimaru as he had just completely bodied him in a flashback we see.
But we're Prodigy. What about the data book that says Kakashi's the strongest ninja in the Hidden Leaf, including Hiruzen and
They were both in the Akatsuki.
Gotta love data books.
Orochimaru could have gotten stronger, of course, but I think this is consistent as we see when Kakashi and Itachi actually fight. Itachi won with really low difficulty, so Itachi would win this battle 10 out of 10 times to me. So next, I think this fight is a little bit closer. We have Pain Art Kakashi versus Itachi, the one who fought Sasuke. Now we have Kakashi, who when we first see him, he catches Tendo Pain's chakra blade from killing Iruka, and he saves Iruka, and then goes on to fight on par with Tendo, who was actually doing his best against him out of everyone other than like Sage Naruto.
Yep.
We see Jiraiya doesn't do as good against Tendo, and a lot of other people. No one else does as good against Tendo other than Kakashi and Sage Naruto, of course. He also fights the Ashura path almost at the same time.
Regardless of arguing either semantics or context or this and yada yada yada, I'm sorry, but you gotta give credit to your boy Kakashi. At least objectively, from what we can see, you know what I mean? He performs tremendously better, right? Regardless if you want to go, oh, but that only happened, you know, and yada yada yada, in that whole route. Either way, he does it. It's very, very impressive in that sense, you know? Overall, when it comes to the fact of who actually did better, Jiraiya or Kakashi, that's a whole other can of worms, you name it. And to whether if Kakashi actually scales to Pain, that is another can of worms, whatever. If you're on the side of Kakashi for Pain Arc, you can utilize a data book where it says Kakashi was able to restrain and hold Pain's power until reinforcements and help came, etc., etc. And then along, if you substantiate that further with the feats, etc., you name it. And because like what normally everyone does, they're like, oh, Kakashi doesn't scale to Pain, right? Due to XYZ evidence, and you know, and also the fact that he's holding back because he's trying to get intel for Naruto, yada yada, right? And he's also being precautious and not underestimating Kakashi, you know. So where it becomes really an issue and problematic is the fact that that's only in the beginning of the fight. When Pain pulls up to the village, it's shown in the anime and the manga, he basically will ask everyone, "Where's Naruto?" And if they refuse, he kills you. If they say, "Oh, you know, whatever," then he'll stop for that moment. He'll hold back whatever, yada, yada, and do whatever bullshit you're doing until he gets an answer. And if you refuse multiple times, like once or twice, he's just killing you. He'll literally say that right now. He's like, all right, well, then I have no use for you and I'll just kill you. You know what I mean? So when it comes to the whole excuse of, oh, Pain's holding back or he's not wanting to kill, whatever, that eventually is out the window because he tries reasoning with Kakashi and asking him like either once or twice, where's Naruto? And Kakashi's like, that's a retarded answer. I'm not telling you that. I'm going to fuck you up. And then I think Pain does it a third time. And then Kakashi's like, it's like you don't understand. Everyone in this village will never betray him, yada, 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 gives a whole morality speech, right? In the Leaf Way, in the Will of Fire, okay? And then from that point, Pain's like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. I'm killing you then. You're a bitch. You know what I mean? Fuck you. And he still can't kill Kakashi. You know what I mean? It's still a pretty interesting fight. So that's all I'm saying, you know? But at the end of the day, if you go along the line of reasoning and logic to substantiate that, oh, Pain's just really not going all full out or whatever, or he's suppressed, or if you even want to argue that, oh, he's just fatigued, not even full power Pain because he's like fucking the whole village up and shit, by all means, you can go that route. You can have fun all day, every day. But from at least what Prodigy is presenting and saying, he's not wrong, you know?
We know Tendo is the strongest path, in my opinion, and Ashura is probably the second strongest. So he fights the two strongest paths of Pain. Mind you, Jiraiya was having a tough time with the three weaker paths of Pain.
And another thing to also note really quick, that's impressive because the fact that a Kakashi just doesn't get no diffed immediately is really interesting. Because then we see Sage Naruto, where he's only able to fuck up the passive Pains because he's nerfed and has no Tendo power. The moment he gets Tendo power, immediately shitting on Sage Naruto and base Naruto. So it's like, it's really, really funny. Like, I'm sorry, it may be weird, but Kakashi, he just looks built different during that moment in the arc, bro. Like, you gotta give credit to Kakashi, bro. And that's just based upon his intelligence, strategizing, and obviously scaling, you know? So, Like, Kakashi is that guy. Now, at the end of the day, if I'm being honest, like, and we're gonna sit here like, can Kakashi be pain? Whatever. Obviously not. We see the result, and then two, like, you know, that's just basically what you're working with. And there's an abundance of narrative statements, data books, etc. I can go on and on and on of Sage with Naruto being the only main threat to Pain. You know what I mean? Kakashi was a threat to Pain in some form or regard, but nowhere near as to the extreme amount with Naruto. You know what I mean? Sage with Naruto is just built different. Like, if Kakashi was fighting Sage with Naruto, his only win con is Kamui. That is the only win con you could even advocate remotely, you know? And I think Pain on Kakashi versus Sage with Naruto is a really good topic to talk about. I even did a video of that myself and just playing devil's advocate for both sides. But either way, like, that's the only win con you can mainly argue for, because when it comes to everything else, Sage with Naruto just completely outstats him. It's not fair, you know? Only the passive Pains are shown to be able to fight toe-to-toe with Sage with Naruto, and you know, it's rough and they're struggling. To be fair, they're all fatigued, whatever you name it, but, you know, I'm just saying. And then that's just kind of what you have, right? So, Kakashi, it's impressive. It is impressive.
Wow, Kakashi is
if you substantiate it that direction, it is very impressive. And once again, when we can at least objectively see in comparison out of any other fucking character, you know?
So I don't know if that tells you, but you can take it how you want. He did have Choza and Choji helping him, of course, but nonetheless, still a good feat. Pain is supposed to be one of the top 3, to me, strongest in the Akatsuki. Other than like Obito and Itachi is, of course, up there. Kakashi at this point in the story has a lot better control over Kamui than he did before, as we see him able to use Kamui twice, after using multiple lightning blades and being weakened underneath the rubble.
Yeah. Very impressive, because he uses multiple lightning blades, does a mud wall, does then does a lightning clone, and also a shadow clone. He spent a lot of fucking chakra and was able to do Kamui twice. Very, very impressive. So theoretically, maybe he could do Kamui like 3 or 4 times, you know? I don't know, but you know, it's impressive.
He wasn't even able to crawl out, but still able to use Kamui twice before he died. He's also really intelligent. He was able to formulate strategies by himself that almost defeated Tendo and the Osteopath.
Yep.
And actually did defeat the Osteopath, by the way. I will say there's an argument that could be made that Tendo wasn't going all out because he was looking for the QB.
Yep.
And Naruto was away. So he might have been just looking for the QB, not trying to go all out against anyone. But he did see Kakashi as a threat and had to take him out. He didn't do that to anyone else but Kakashi. He literally said, "You're a threat." So picked up a nail and just bam, thought he killed him, then walked away. Kakashi literally made him think that he killed him, which this is pretty funny. Itachi still...
Yeah, and that is really, really funny, because it's like his Kamui perception blitz, Nagato's Rinnegan, to where he couldn't see him use Kamui on a nail? I don't know how he did that, but he did it. That's crazy.
So it's the Genjutsu from before, which is going to be a problem.
But yeah, but like I said, it mainly boils down to 2 sides. It's either you think Kakashi does scale at least some form of relativity, whatever it is, a threat in some regard to Pain, and obviously if that's the case, then that's going to be a nice upscale, or you think it doesn't scale anywhere and Pain was holding back the whole time, yada, 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 and then that's all you have, right? And then substantiate even further with Shikamaru's dad saying, like, only Naruto's the only one that can combat against Pain. With him knowing Sage Mode, those two are just on an entirely different level altogether, right? Like, nobody can fuck with them, you know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, that's just what you're working with, you know what I mean? Like, and if you just go either route, I don't blame you for either or. I think it's really interesting to think about, but that's just kind of what you have. And because Kakashi is my favorite character, me personally, I'm going to grant the scaling and go along that route and try to substantiate that further, which is why I even personally think, as of now, Kakashi would beat Hebi, Sasuke, and things like that, etc., and a whole bunch of other people, especially during Pain Arc. But that's just me personally. You know what I mean? That's because I really love Kakashi, and I'm just going to substantiate that route, you know, because why not, you know? And it's not like it's being dishonest or weird or unreasonable either. There's definitely contentious value in the feats, the statements, everything, the data books. It's there. You know what I mean? To go that route. So That's all I'm saying. Now, if I was like being transparent and I really had to sit here and be like, you know, like where is this really at? Whatever, blah blah. And does like heavy Sasuke, you know, actually beat Kakashi? Whatever, probably more than likely beats him, you know. But it's really interesting to me. I think Kakashi versus heavy Sasuke. I think that's also very very interesting. Obviously, it would take for him to get to Pain Arc scaling for that to even be remotely a debate, because if it's anything from Kaksu and below, he just gets washed up. I'm sorry. But that's just kind of what you have, you know? So, now, the only argument you can give for Kakashi against Heavy Sasuke in the beginning as well is, like, all his feats and everything with Datara, and then you compare that to Sasuke, but that's about it, if you go that route.
For Kakashi, and insane feats of being able to easily take out a Sannin at the age of 14 after killing the Uchiha.
Cracked!
He also has his Susanoo with the Yadamir
Yeah!
and Blade, which
Let
can
him know.
seal anything it pierces and block any ninjutsu. He one-shotted the Great White Serpent Orochimaru that came out of Sasuke, while Itachi was almost blind.
Literally Orochimaru's second strongest form, basically dry as Sage Mode, right? You know what I mean? Like, and just no diff.
Just think about that. He was on his deathbed,
blind,
almost blind,
deathbed,
you know,
Chi AIDS,
barely
no
ever
chakra, no
just
stamina,
one-shots
you know.
Orochimaru.
One shot.
And this is actually a stronger version than the normal Orochimaru we see, because in the data book it says that he is stronger. So with that being said, I think this fight is just a little bit closer, but with both of them bloodlusted, Itachi is either gonna Genjutsu Kakashi or just whip out the Susanoo and one-shot him. So yeah, Itachi wins this 9 out of 10 times in my opinion. The only way I see Kakashi winning is if he Kamui's Itachi's head fast enough, but at this point in time, Itachi is faster due to feats. So now this is probably the closest fight of the video to me, and it's War Arc Kakashi versus the Itachi that fought Sasuke. Kakashi in the war has even more control over Kamui. He somehow has way more chakra.
Yeah, so when it, like, I'll give brief thoughts, because obviously I'll make a video eventually in the future for every single fucking matchup you could possibly think of in Naruto, but till that time comes, if I had to get my thoughts as of now with everything I know, etc., you name it, just going off my memory, yada yada yada. Obviously this could possibly change once I'm actually making a video, because then I'll be fully invested in doing all my homework, etc. But as of now, okay, Kakashi and Itachi, I would still be leaning towards Itachi. Think of it this way, we see him fight against Pain, right? That's even remotely starting to be on that level where Itachi's at, and he still loses in the end, right? It more than likely goes the same exact way, basically, if it was Itachi to Kakashi. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be mean, but he's my favorite character. But I'm not going to be biased or whatever. At the end of the day, Itachi most definitely 9 out of 10 times takes it. The only argument you can advocate is, you know what I mean, like fucking like Kamui Wincon, you know, just snipes his head off or whatever, some shit. But it's just Itachi has really cracked reaction, you know, in combat speed and you name it, bro. Like what people don't understand is, like, well, to be fair, it's Edo Itachi, and so you could probably say only a healthy Itachi that applies, but he's literally KCM1 in scaling 2. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, Itachi's no joke, you know what I mean? And it makes sense because, Naruto, like, wasn't even able to beat a Pain or whatever with Sage when you name it, etc., and is basically hinting towards the fact that he needs the Nine Tails chakra, you know what I mean, what's it called, to be even remotely on the similar level, or plot convenience to beat him, right? So when it comes down to it, like, you know, it's just, Pain and Itachi's no joke, and you have to be within, like, that KCM ballpark, basically, like Minato level, in a sense. And Kakashi, he's not built like that, you know what I mean? That's the problem. You know, his main weapon is Kamui. That's the main thing that makes him really, really dangerous, and his intellect, you know? So it's like, when it comes to it, Itachi's super intelligent. Arguably, I think he's even smarter. And, you know, if he, like, the way I see it, like, even if Kakashi gets, like, a Kamui or something, he's, like, probably Kamui's, like, a Crow clone, you know, whatever. Or Itachi could use Susanoo and just immediately, like, you know, stop or negate it from occurring or happening instantaneous, you know. Things like that, etc. Or, like, you know, Itachi just straight up Genjutsus and kills him, or just, you know, Tsukiyomi and kills him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, but it don't look good for your boy Kakashi. It really don't, you know?
Way more stamina, and he used it an absurd amount of times within the span of a couple of days. along with spamming lightning blades and other jutsus, and his stamina just goes crazy in the...
Now, to be fair, Kakashi's stamina and chakra is way more impressive. He does get very strong, but he does get rejuvenated and healed all the fucking time. He's constantly getting Naruto's chakra and healing, you name it, and the Nine Tails chakra. It's basically what Sasuke was getting throughout the 5 Kage Summit, where he's getting Karen's fucking chakra and getting rejuvenated the whole fucking time, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I'm just saying, but... So it is still hard to gauge, but if you look before he gets all the Nine Tails chakra, right? If you just take all of that stuff... extremely impressive. He's just spamming shit. You know what I mean? So either way, he still has very good stamina and chakra. But when it comes to like to the full extent, I feel like some people just either overlook or over exaggerate. And it's not like it's not cracked. It's definitely not cracked. And even when he's getting help and getting Naruto's Nine Tails chakra, etc., like he's still like getting gassed out when using Kamui. You know what I mean? Like even when trying to do big things like the 8 Tails, the Ghetto statue, etc. You know? So, but yeah.
War, like he's just out there spamming Kamuis, spamming Chidoris, everything. He's able to take on version 2 Jinchurikis, the same ones who was giving KCM1 Naruto a tough time. He then fights on par the 6 gate guy, literally running beside him and fighting like the same people with him. He was about to Kamui the whole Geromazu statue's head.
Yep.
Kamui a moving KCM2 Naruto shadow clone,
Yep.
all doing it without White Mask Obito being able to notice. He also Kamui's a Rasengan from a moving KCM1 Naruto as well.
Yep.
Obito's Kamui speed is insane actually. So get this, White Mask Obito is casually able to react and dodge the right Kage while he's in his version 1 cloak with
He meant Orange Mask, but he put that.
Kamui. And Kakashi just outsped it to the point Obito didn't even realize what had happened. Like, that's just insane. Kakashi also has pretty good durability, taking hits and blasts from V2 Jinchurikis.
Yep, I'm glad he mentioned that, because his durability, no joke, baby.
Same ones he was fighting.
Hey, but remember, Minato's Splinter level, you know what I mean? And every other guy, you know, and all this bullshit, and Boruto's Turtle level and all this. It's a joke, bro.
Kakashi gets a Kyuubi cloak later on in the war from Naruto, and then implies that he's going to wipe out the entire 10 Tails with Kamui before Obito comes over and decides to stop him, which is insane. Literally the entire 10 Tails.
Yeah, that was when Naruto's chakra, yeah. Yeah. And then Obito said, nah, fuck you, bitch, and canceled it. But, the fact that he could Kamui the whole, like, hey. But that's what helped, though. That's what helped, but,
To wipe it out right now. And he literally thought he was gonna wipe out the whole 10 Tails with Kamui, which is just insane. Kakashi describes the cloak as a 3 times his power amp, so basically Warwick Kakashi times 3, and that's what his power is at that moment.
Yep.
On top of his base power, it's just insane. Now, Kakashi does have more stamina than Itachi in this fight.
True.
But I don't think that.
If we're talking about sick Itachi, I would agree. Absolutely. If we're talking about prime Itachi or like Edo, obviously not. You know what I mean?
There's bloodlusted. I think that Kakashi would just whip out the Kamui and snipe Itachi's head off. His speed feats with Kamui are greater than sick Itachi's feats. Kamui amps Kakashi's reaction time, as we see him being able to do crazy things with his Mangekyo out and not being able to repeat it with.
Yeah, the way I see that, like if we're talking sick Itachi, that's perfectly fine to even accept if Kakashi just Kamui his head off and killing him. Or even theoretically Kamui his entire fucking Susanoo and him. But the only problem is then it's like the Yatamir. It's like, do you think the Yatamir negates Kamui? And things like that or whatever. And I'm going to be honest, there's an argument that it actually does, to where Kamui only works on physical objects, not spiritual objects. And things like that, and we know the Susanoo Totsuka blade and Yatamir is a spiritual weapon. It's not a physical object. So meaning theoretically, Kamui wouldn't be able to really work on that, yada yada. And then it just boils down to Itachi's hacks, where it can deal with basically practically anything, right? So if you take that at face value and go from there, it's like he just basically negates Kamui, whatever. But so like I don't know. If you're arguing for sick Itachi, the only thing you could really argue at the end of the day is like basically. Maybe he just summons the Yatamir in time and stops Kamui or whatever, things like that. And that's basically it. Or, you know, he can't. He just, even with his Susanoo, he gets clapped or his head gets sniped off. Like, that's how cracked Kakashi really is. He really is strong with Kamui. Not really his body speed, I would say. You know, he still has its limits, and he's not even KCM1 with body speed, but his Kamui's cracked. His fucking Kamui is cracked. Like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. You know, and then if we give him like 3 times more power with the Naruto chakra, like, bro, come on, bro. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I could see that against Itachi. That's perfectly fine. You could still argue for Itachi though, don't get me wrong, but I could see that. I definitely understand. Especially if you even think it can even, like, you know, precog and monitor and keep up with KCM2 Naruto. You know, come on, that's a whole tier above what Itachi's full peak of potential has even been shown to even be able to do, you know? So, just saying. But you know, yeah, so that's all you got. But now, if it's Edo Itachi, obviously it doesn't matter. He's an Edo. Kakashi Suzuki doesn't have any ceiling. If it's Prime Itachi, I would still give it to Itachi. If it's Prime, I'm sorry. I love Kakashi's my favorite character, but I really do believe Itachi would still probably take it. Main reason B is I just think like he would basically be just way too much of a threat. You know what I mean? Like it'd be too hard. I don't think he's necessarily like, you know, like, because it boils down to like if you think Itachi can speed blitz Kakashi before he Kamuis, you know what I mean? That's basically the main argument at hand. And the way I see it is, you know, Itachi's more superior when it comes to like travel and combat and reaction speed. But Kakashi's MS Jutsu activation speed is shown to be more superior than Itachi. You know what I mean? So that's where it's like it's really interesting. So it's like if Itachi can at least utilize his Susanoo and react accordingly, or even use like clones, you know what I mean? Genjutsu clones or crows, whatever, yada yada, you know, or just incorporate any of his stuff, or even the Yada Mirror before Kamui hits, then he's fine, right? And then he just wins and kills him. But if he can't and he speed blitz, then obviously then he still loses.
Out. And Kakashi with the QB cloak would just easily stomp to the point where Itachi wouldn't even be able to do anything. So I don't think we could even like have to bring that up much. War Art Kakashi probably takes this fight 8 out of 10 times in my opinion. The 2 times maybe Itachi could get lucky with the Genjutsu and then just stab him while he's in the Genjutsu. With the QB cloak though, Kakashi would win 10 out of 10 times easy, in my opinion.
But check out his
I would go over
comms.
DMS Kakashi versus Edo Itachi, since those forms are the strongest forms of each characters. But Kakashi would just stomp him with no difficulty. So I don't even think that's worth going over, because I think everyone should know how strong DMS is. Or DMS Kakashi versus Edo Itachi, since those forms are the strongest forms of each characters. But Kakashi would just stomp him with
it's
no
not even
difficulty.
fair. Yeah, DMS slaps.
I don't even think that's worth going
Motherfucker could do a shadow clone and slaps. Let me see the comments real quick. Other than comments, none of the Kakashi is a threat to Itachi, since we're blah blah. Yep. So it's predictable comments. Some people are getting mad that he said Kakashi wins. Some people are saying, yeah, like Pain wasn't going all out. Yeah, things that I would predict in a comment section, basically. But, alright, not bad. Pretty good.
I think everyone should know how strong DMS Kakashi is. So, yeah. That's my opinion on this fight. Comment down below who you guys think would win, and comment other video ideas you guys like to see. Subscribe.
Alright, man, I'll give it a like. This way I don't forget that I've actually seen this video, because my memory can be shit at times. But very impressive, very good. As always, he's still goated. Remains one of the GOATs, and, you know, he's doing his thing, making tons of content, and just really great overall. Another video that you guys will really enjoy from him as well, if you have not seen it, because I'm pretty sure my memory serves me right. Yeah. Minato vs. Tobirama isn't close. That video is absolutely goated. It's hilarious. And I'm pretty sure I reacted to it already, just to double check, because maybe I'm tripping. But it was so good. It was so freaking good, because check this video out. It's really good. I'll probably do a reaction in the future for it again, because I've seen a lot of Minato vs. Tobirama videos, right? 6 is also a good one too, but I've seen a lot of videos, a lot. And that one was probably by far the best Minato versus Tobirama video I've seen out of any I've seen so far. Swag was good too, but there was some portions and parts of it where I felt like they weren't really giving Tobirama, like, you know, enough, but or not, it wasn't even enough. They did a good job with Tobirama. It was more the fact that they were being very clearly biased for Minato. That's the problem, you know what I mean? And you don't really want to do that, otherwise people are just gonna lose their fucking minds in the anime community, you know, and be like, oh, you're not scaling transparently or some shit. Then they still did very incredible job, and the scaling was transparent, whatever, blah blah. There's just certain portions or feels of it where you could definitely argue there was some bias to it. Personally, like, I don't think when it came to the scaling that was correlating to the bias, but as for like their love and respect for the character, etc., you name it, whatever, sure. But well, like, and that's just me being very nitpicky and picky on all the videos I've seen so far. But like I said, this really did a very good job in Minato vs. Tobirama. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, subscribe for more content, subscribe guys on the channel. Batman out, peace. All right, so